So we are recording and I will share my screen. All right, so welcome to OralComm Summer School. And I taught OralComm virtually this past semester, and I taught it virtually last summer. So I have figured out all the ways to mess up virtual OralComm. I'm really good at that, and hopefully have been able to troubleshoot some of the worst mistakes. But I'm sure we'll find some more and we'll figure it out as we go. Our front page here in Canvas has my contact information on it. If you click it, the picture, you're just going to get a little video about my cats. And then I have the important buttons here, links to the stuff that we'll use all semester. And I'll talk about each of those in just a moment. And then each of you should have received this newsletter from me. I'll send one each week, and it'll have some information for you and your family about what we're working on for the week. It'll have a detailed breakdown of the assignments for the week. And I've paced them out so that if you want to do just a little at a time and not overwork yourself, it's spread out similar to what we would do if we were in the classroom. It's always going to have a link to the whole syllabus. This one has some handy links that are duplicated, on our Canvas page. It's got my office hours. So you'll get one of these in your email each week. And our buttons here, the modules will be important because we'll have 4 modules for summer school. They'll correspond to a week, but since we're starting on a Thursday, each week is going to end on a Tuesday. So I'm calling them modules instead of weeks because that seems to make more sense, at least in my mind, organizationally. We've got our Zoom link. You're here, so you figured that one out. We're going to record speeches in Flipgrid. And so when you click this link, it will ask you to join using your Pattonville email address and login credentials. You'll be automatically joined into our Flipgrid for this class. And it won't be visible to the public. It'll just be, summer school OralComm folks will be able to see it. Then there's a link to our syllabus and course plan, so you can always access that and see what's coming up. And then a link to the summer school website. So if you ever need tech support or counseling support or English learner support, any of the administrative stuff that they offer during summer school, you can click that summer school website. All of your grades are going to be kept in Canvas and will not go into PowerSchool this summer. They're piloting a new system. So everything will be in Canvas. All of your feedback will come to you through Canvas. And then at the end of the summer, just your final grade is going to go into PowerSchool. So if your parent or guardian wants to know, how you're doing, what your grade is, they can join Canvas as an observer and see the breakdown. And if they need help doing that, they can contact me. They can follow the instructions that are in the newsletter that links to the website, but they will not be able to see it in PowerSchool. Okay, so that's a little bit different for the summer. So when we go into our modules here, you will see our first one is open for this week, June 3rd through June 8th. And the deadlines on the assignments correspond to the pacing guide and are there to help you, just pace out and break down the assignments for the week rather than putting them all in as due at the end of the week. But if you do them at a different pace, That's okay, as long as you're getting them done by the end of the week. Okay, so I'm not putting in late penalties for anything, because you did it on a different day. All right. It's just there to help you organize, so that you're not doing everything on the last day. So there are going to be a couple of different kinds of assignments. Frequently, you'll have something that says read and outline, and it'll be a chapter from the textbook. I did not issue a textbook to you because we do not read the whole thing over the summer. We just use some select chapters. And when you open it up, you'll see a hyperlink to the chapter number. And you can download it if you wish, or you can look at the preview. And you've got the chapter here. And then there's a button that says load, and that'll be the note guide. When you open it up, it's got a note guide for you to fill in as you read the chapter. And this is what you'll submit. Once you complete the note guide, you'll submit it in Canvas, and that's the assignment. Okay. So that's one type of assignment this week. We've also got a couple of assignments that involve watching a video this week, and sadly, the video is of me. Next week, you'll have some example videos that are not me, and they're far more entertaining. But I go through the instructional material and I include the slideshow beneath it that I use in the video. For this one, there is a handout, a note guide to fill in. But on the other ones where it just says watch the listening video, watch the speech structure video, there's not something to submit. You're just watching it and looking at the slideshow. Okay, it's designed to reinforce some of the reading from the chapters, or information that you need to do your speech. And so you may, fill in some information in your chapter outline based on what you watched. And there may be questions on the quiz from the videos, but there won't be something extra to submit. Then we've got our speech project for this week. Each week, at the end of the week, you'll do a speech. And this one is kind of an informal speech. The others will be a little more formal. This speech project, you're choosing your favorite song, or if you don't have a favorite, just one that you like. And you're going to learn how to organize and prepare a speech about that song, why you like it, what the lyrics mean, that sort of thing. And you'll look at the directions. There's a sample speech. When you click the hyperlink, you'll get to see a student from last semester present a speech from this topic. There's a packet here that you will use to prepare your speech. And I've included a sample so you can see what a completed packet looks like. And so you'll be learning over the course of the week how to prepare and present your speech. And once you do that, you're going to go to Flipgrid, and under speech project number 1, you're going to record yourself giving the speech. Okay. And then the next piece of that will be, you'll look at other speeches that your classmates have recorded in Flipgrid, and you'll choose 2 that you will record feedback on, video feedback in Flipgrid. And that feedback should include something that you liked about the speech and something you think the person could improve upon. And I want to remind you that we want to use positive and appropriate language when we're giving feedback, because the person who gave the speech is going to be able to go and watch your response video. Okay. When you go into Flipgrid, you'll see the example speech, and you'll also be able to see some example comments. that people from last semester left on her speech. So if you want to see what some feedback looks like, you can see examples of that as well. Okay. And when you go in here, once you've joined, let's see if I can view as a student. There it is. It'll ask you to join with your Pattonville email. You'll see the example one and the example comments, and you'll see this big red dot with the camera in it. So you'll know that's where you click to record your response. Okay. Going forward after this week, we'll be doing speeches that are a little more formal and require an audience. And for those speeches, you'll have the choice to either sign up for a speech time and give your speech live on Zoom to me and to a small group of classmates who signed up for that same time, or you can record in Flipgrid with an audience of at least 2 people at home. So it could be, siblings, friends, parents, neighbors, but you need to have at least 2 people in your audience because we're in a public speaking class here. So we want to have the public watching you give your speech. So let's take a quick look at the syllabus. I guess I'm kind of doing this backwards. I started with the syllabus this morning, but we're getting to the same place. The class is asynchronous. We're having this short introduction now, and I'll answer questions. But otherwise, you're going to be working on your own at your own pace in general. And I'll have office hours every day so that if you have questions or you want help, you'll be able to get to me. Here's all my contact information. I have email, and lots of folks have emailed me already, and that's fantastic. I love to hear from you. It makes me, feel like you're doing stuff and that you know what's going on, even if you're asking questions. I have a phone number, and this is a Google Voice number that's just for school. So if you want to send me a text or even call me and talk to me on the phone, you can do that with this number without feeling like it's weird because you're calling my personal phone or texting my personal phone. But if you do send a text, just put your name in it so I know who you are. I will have an office hour every day, Monday through Friday from 10 to 11 on Zoom. I'll just have the Zoom open and you can drop in. If you, work during that time or you're not available for some reason and you still want to meet, send me an email or a text and we can pick a different time and I'll arrange a special time to meet with you. Here are links to all of our digital platforms, Canvas, Flipgrid, and Zoom. Do check your email because if I need to follow up with you about an assignment, that's how I'll do it. I'll send you an email. And then I send that newsletter each week with the information about the following week's assignments. If you need help during the semester, here's the link for technology help, the general summer school website, English learner support, tech content, counseling, and then links for me. Student expectations, I really only have 2. One is that you have to give speeches. This is a public speaking class, and so you've got to speak in front of the public. And I know this is a hard expectation for some people because people are nervous about public speaking. We will learn about stage fright, ways to manage it. I find that preparation is one of the best ways to overcome stage fright. The better prepared you are for a speech, the more you practice it, the more confident you feel. But also remembering that everybody is in the same boat. No one has ever failed my oral comm class because I listened to their speech and thought, that was a really bad speech, I'm giving it an F. The only reason people have failed my oral comm class is because they did not do the speeches. Okay, so if you get them done, you're going to pass the class, but you got to do them. And summer is the time to do it, especially if you're nervous, because 3.5 weeks of pain is better than a whole semester of pain during the school year. Okay. And you also have the option to do it on Flipgrid with your audience being your family, or your friends, or whoever you want to bring in, as opposed to at school, standing up in front of the class and giving a speech to the class. So we will get through it. Every single person who's taken my oral comm class has survived it. And I am mindful of speaking anxiety. I get it. We're not trying to give a perfect speech. We're trying to learn how to do speaking and how to be more confident and how to do better. So that's what I'm looking for. The other expectation is that you're going to do a speech each week. You're not going to try to wait until the end and do them all at once. And the reason for that is because, every teacher says this is about growth and improvement, and, you can't learn it all in a week. And that's really true with something like this. And part of the reason for that is what I am grading you on and looking for in your first speech is going to be really different than what I'm looking for and grading you on in your final speech. You should have built up some skills in between. And if you do all the speeches at the same time, you won't have had that practice and built up those skills. There won't be any differentiation. Okay, so you won't have any room for improvement. And that's what you're striving for in here, because no one's ever going to give a perfect speech. And I am certainly not grading you based on like what I imagine a brilliant speech is, like if Barack Obama walked in and gave a speech, right? Because we would all get an F in that class if that was the standard. What we're looking for is learning how to be more confident, learning how to organize and research and prepare a speech, and learning how to improve from where you start. So it's very individualized. And if I can't see where you start and where you finish because it's all together, then it's going to be really hard for you. Okay. If we were in class in person in summer school, you'd be spending 3 hours a day on this class. I don't have that much work on this virtual syllabus for you to be spending 3 hours a day on the class, most likely. But if you're spending about an hour a day on it, you're going to have plenty of free time to spread it all out and not have to be stressed out. I don't want you to be stressed out. We had enough stress this past school year to last us a lifetime, honestly. Okay, so here's the pacing guide. This is our first week that we just looked at in Canvas. And towards the end of the first week, like next Monday, module 2 will open up. And you'll see the items to do for module 2. And that'll be informative speaking. So you'll learn how to do a more formal speech to inform people about a topic. The drop deadline is June 16th. So if you decide that you can't even with this class and you want to get out without a penalty on your transcript, let me know before June 16th and I will get you out of here. If you haven't done any of the work by June 16th, you will find that the administration has automatically dropped you. Okay, so if you're jammed up and something has happened that's prevented you from getting work done before June 16th, you also need to let me know that so that I can tell administration not to automatically drop you if you want to stay in the class. All right. Our third module is about persuasive speaking. So module 2 is a speech to inform people about a topic. Module 3 is how to persuade someone to agree with you about a topic. And then module 4 is the final exam speech, and you'll get to choose what type of speech you want to do, and you'll get to pick your topic for that. And this is where you can showcase the skills that you have developed over the course of the summer. So feedback and grading, anything not completed by June 29th goes in as a 0. I will turn around your work very quickly since we're on such a short timetable in this class. I want you to have that feedback right away so that you can use it for the next assignment that you're doing right away. The category weights for this, 80% is your coursework and 20% is your final. And within the coursework, the outlines and notes and stuff is like 30%. The quizzes are 20%, and your speech projects are 50%. So that's the real, meat of the grading here, are the speeches that you give and the paperwork that goes with the speeches. You'll notice when you look at the rubrics that like 50 points is free points if you turn in the packet filled in, okay? Because I want you to do that preparation so that then when it comes time to speak, you have the confidence of having done the preparation. All right. So that is my wrap on the course. I have, looks like a question in the chat. And the question is coming to meet on Zoom every day required? And the answer is no. That's a good question. It's not required. The class is asynchronous. So that means you're doing this work on your own. And that's why I've tried to be very detailed in how I've broken down the assignments by day so that you can pace it out. You're welcome to follow that pacing guide as a strong suggestion / recommendation, but it's not a requirement. It's just to help you stay on track. And then I have the office hours available for if you have questions or need help.